Breaking news today. Russian Federal Security Service, FSB, arrests man on high treason charges for donating crypto to Ukraine. The Russian intelligence service, the FSB, has arrested a man on suspicion of passing encrypted materials to the Ukrainian armed forces. Federal Security Service agents first detained Alexander Vechurko, 54, in June. After months of investigation, he has been formally charged with high treason. The penalty for treason was increased to life in prison by a decree signed by President Vladimir Putin in April of this year. TASS reports that Vechurko was born in the Ukrainian city of Vinnytsia but is now a Russian citizen living in the Khabarovsk territory. When it comes to cryptocurrency donations to the Ukrainian military, Vechurko is the first Russian to face formal charges. Since the beginning of the conflict, the Ukrainian armed forces have been pleading with international crypto holders for token donations. The Moscow Lefortovo court has also denied Vechurko bail, according to law enforcement, and has ordered that he remain in the Lefortovo pre-trial detention center for another 3 months before his trial. According to the FSB, Vechurko transfer his personal funds through third parties located in Ukraine using cryptocurrency. Will the Ukraine crypto donor be found guilty of high treason in a Russian court? According to reports, Vechurko is an employee of Daltransugol, a coal-producing company that has been subjected to numerous sanctions by the West. Unmanned aerial vehicles, thermal imaging sites, ammunition, and medical uniforms were allegedly bought with the coins, which were later traced to a wallet belonging to a foreign charitable foundation. The FSB claims that its operational search activities and investigation into the case are still ongoing, implying that more information about the donation is unavailable at this time. However, the fact that Vechurko was sent to Moscow to face charges is noteworthy, and may indicate that the government plans to use him as an example. It's possible that Vechurko isn't the last Russian to be tried for treason related to cryptography. Bitmama, a popular social media personality, was arrested in Moscow earlier this month on fraud charges. Following an investigation, the influencer, who goes by the name Valeria Fedyukina, was found to have funneled client funds to organizations in Ukraine. Fedyukina's legal team claims that their client does not support Russia's special military operation, and would rather donate to the Russian armed forces than the Ukrainian military. The Russian megabank Sberbank reported earlier this year that more than $5 million worth of cryptocurrency had been sent from Russian wallets to recipients in Ukraine since the conflict began. A think tank has warned that Britain's public services are in a perpetual state of crisis, and are crumbling. The Institute for Government, IFG, released its annual report on the state of public services, which found that they were performing worse now than they had before the pandemic and significantly worse than they had when the Conservatives came to power in 2010. The government's refusal to negotiate on public sector pay for months has extended the duration of strikes and brought more disruption, the IFG said, adding that funding cuts, a lack of capital investment, and strikes have all contributed to worsening public services. The think tank also expressed concern that the current spending plans, which Labour has pledged to maintain if it is elected, would lead to further deterioration of certain services. According to the IFG, more long-term planning is needed because, in the absence of serious action to improve public service productivity, the government risks getting stuck in a doom loop, where the constant state of crisis exhausts employees and prevents services from making the best long-term decisions. As a result of its predecessor's lack of foresight, escaping this will not be easy, and whoever forms the next government will be hindered by the short-sighted decisions of its predecessors. Hospitals, general practitioners, law enforcement, courts, prisons, adult social care, schools, and youth social care were all included in the IFG's scope of public services.